Twice in one day. Hey everybody, it's Amy Coon, AK1028, signing in from Kids Network Studios. I got a visitor over here and it's my dad. You gonna say anything or no? I gotta joke with him a little bit. He's making fudge, I'm making a video. We're having a good time.
I am a visitor. Beep, beep, beep. Beware, beware.
Be very afraid, guys. We're on video 4 or 5. I think we're on 5. I have no idea. Of our Pokemon video series. Hopefully we can cover at least 18 Pokemon.
If you don't, they're naked.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright guys, our first Pokemon is Voltorb, the ball Pokemon. An electric type with 1 weakness, ground type moves, and 1 evolution, Electrode. Electrode has the same classification as Voltorb, the ball Pokemon, and it's the same type, obviously, an electric type. Now, in all honesty, competitively, if you got an Electrode as your last Pokemon, and it knows self-destruct or explosion, yeah, not a good idea to have that Pokemon.
Is that the same thing as naked?
Really? Alrighty, our next Pokemon is Execute, the egg Pokemon. A grass psychic type, 4 times weak to bug type moves. It's also weak to fire, ice, flying, dark, and ghost type moves. Basically, this guy is pretty weak. So is his evolved form, Executor, the coconut Pokemon. Also a grass psychic type. And since this guy has so many weaknesses, you're better off not using him competitively.
Unless you're making an omelet.
Yeah, that's true. Our next Pokemon is Cubone, the lonely Pokemon. A ground type with weaknesses to water, grass, and ice. It has 1 evolution, Marowak, the Bone Keeper Pokemon.
All you dogs, stop drooling.
Now, Cubone and Marowak, I like them. They're good competitively. I would use them on any team. Our next Pokemon is Hitmonlee, the kicking Pokemon. A fighting type with the weaknesses to flying, psychic, and fairy types.
He's not related to Bruce Lee, neither.
Well, actually, that's where his names come from.
Oh, there you go.
And his counterpart is Hitmonchan, the punching Pokemon. A fighting type with the same weaknesses as Hitmonlee.
If Chan can, nobody can.
There you go. I was waiting for his commentary. Our next Pokemon is Lickitung, the licking Pokemon. A normal type with only 1 weakness, fighting type, and 1 evolution we won't cover until much later.
And all you cats out there better stop not coming this way.
Lickitung's okay, but there are better normal types out there. Our next Pokemon is Coughing, the poison gas Pokemon. A poison type with the weaknesses to ground, psychic, and that's about it. It has 1 evolution, of course, Weezing, the poison gas Pokemon, also a poison type. And in all honesty, Coughing and Weezing got such a bad rap from Team Rocket that it's not even funny.
And let me tell you, they never had a rap, that's good, sure.
Thank goodness that they never did in the anime. But they sang, tone deaf-wise.
Yeah.
Our next Pokemon is Rhyhorn, the spike Pokemon. A ground rock type with 4 times weakness to water and ice, water and grass type moves, with other weaknesses to ice, fighting, ground, and steel type moves. Rhyhorn has 2 evolutions, 1 we can cover right now, and that's Rhydon, the drill Pokemon. A ground rock type, same weaknesses as Rhyhorn. And in all honesty, since these guys have so many weaknesses, they're not the best type of Pokemon you want in your party.
And the drill is not Phillips, neither.
Our next next Pokemon is, of course, Chansey, the egg Pokemon. A normal type with one weakness to fighting type moves. Chansey has a pre-evolved form and an evolved form that we won't cover until very much later, but Chansey as a standalone is pretty good as a defensive wall.
I think they got the idea from Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and broke his head, noggin and all. Or something like that. Our next Pokemon is Tangela, the Vine Pokemon. A grass type with the weaknesses to fire, ice, flying, bug, and that's about it. Tangela as a standalone, not really worth your time, but later on it is.
But especially if you don't have Tangela, get the spray. It'll take it right out.
Our next Pokemon is Kangaskhan, the parrot Pokemon. A normal type, one weakness, fighting, no evolution whatsoever. And in all honesty, Kangaskhan could be a slight bit better. Notice how I said slight.
And that's without even going to Australia, eh?
I was waiting for that one. Our next Pokemon is Horsea, the dragon Pokemon, and a water type. Horsea has weaknesses to electric and grass types with two evolutions, one we can cover right now, and that is Seadra, the dragon Pokemon. A water type, same weaknesses as Horsea. But you have to scratch your head and wonder, why is it just a water type if its classification is the dragon Pokemon? You gotta have to scratch your head a little bit on that one.
Internet, get your own horse.
Our next Pokemon is Goldeen, the goldfish Pokemon. A water type, weaknesses to electric and grass, and one evolution with Seaking, the goldfish Pokemon, also a water type. And in all honesty, Seaking and Goldeen, yeah, they're okay. They're decent. They're decent.
Maybe you don't got a queen. Don't play chess.
Don't play chess. Our next Pokemon is Staryu, the star-shaped Pokemon, a water type. Weaknesses to electric and grass, with one evolution, Starmie, a water psychic type, the mysterious Pokemon, and weaknesses to electric, grass, bug, ghost, and dark type moves.
And that's without saying he could have been a star. He could have been a star.
He could have been a star. Our next Pokemon is Mr. Mime, the berry Pokemon, a psychic fairy type. And before the fairy type classification came along, it was just a standalone psychic type.
No boxes were included on that one.
Mr. Mime has weaknesses to poison, ghost, and steel type moves, with a pre-evolution that we won't be able to cover until much later.
That's for all you clowns out there.
Our next Pokemon is Scyther, the Mantis Pokemon, a bug flying type with 4 times weakness to rock and weaknesses to fire, ice, and flying type moves. Scyther has one evolution, Scizor, but we won't cover Scizor until much later.
Unless you get a haircut.
Very funny. Our next Pokemon is Jinx, the human-shaped Pokemon, an ice psychic type, with the weaknesses to ghost, dark, and steel type moves, and bug type moves as well. Jinx has a pre-evolution, and in all honesty, I really don't like Jinx. Yeah, it could be better.
He reminds me of clowns. Everybody reminds me of clowns.
Oh, and he also has a weakness to fire. Forgot to put that in.
But he doesn't play with matches.
Yeah. Our next Pokemon is Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon. And obviously an electric type with one weakness, ground type moves. Electabuzz has a pre-evolution and an evolution, but we won't cover those two until much later. And Electabuzz, as an electric type and as a standalone, is very good. and very worth putting on your team. Electabuzz. Everybody root for the Electabuzz. Yay!
There goes a song with that, right?
Something like that. And since we're running out of time, we're literally running out of time. So until next time, guys, this is Amy Kune, Kid 1028, and I'm signing off from Kids Network Studios. Thanks to my dad for